Have you ever wondered about the man who has shaped modern Turkey for over 2 decades? From a humble start to becoming one of the most influential and controversial leaders of our time, the story of Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is a compelling journey of power, ambition, and transformation. Let's dive into the life of the man who has been at the helm of Turkish politics for a generation. Born in Istanbul in 1954, Erdoğan grew up in the working-class district of Kasımpaşa. His early life was marked by a deep involvement in Islamic student circles and a budding passion for politics. His formal entry into the political arena began in the 1980s with the Islamist-oriented Welfare Party. His charisma and organizational skills quickly propelled him through the ranks. And by the late 80s, he had become the party's Istanbul provincial head, setting the stage for his meteoric rise. The year 1994 was a major turning point. Erdoğan was elected mayor of Istanbul, a sprawling metropolis that was grappling with significant challenges like pollution, traffic congestion, and water shortages. His 4-year tenure is often remembered for its practical successes. He tackled these urban problems head-on, improving infrastructure and public services, which earned him a reputation as a pragmatic and effective leader. However, his time as mayor was cut short in 1998 when he was convicted and briefly imprisoned for reciting a poem that a court deemed an incitement to religious hatred, a moment that would become a defining part of his political narrative. This setback, however, only seemed to fuel his ambition. After his release, Erdoğan and his allies broke away from the traditionalist Islamist movement to form a new political force. In 2001, the Justice and Development Party, or AKP, was born. Presenting itself as a conservative democratic party, the AKP rode a wave of popular discontent with the existing political establishment. In the 2002 general election, the party won a landslide victory. Due to his prior conviction, Erdoğan was initially barred from holding office, but a constitutional amendment soon cleared the way, and in March 2003, he became the Prime Minister of Turkey. Erdoğan's premiership, which lasted for over a decade, ushered in an era of profound change. The early years were characterized by remarkable economic growth. Turkey's GDP tripled, and foreign investment poured in. His government undertook major infrastructure projects, expanded healthcare access, and stabilized the economy after years of volatility. On the international stage, he initiated European Union membership talks and projected a more assertive Turkish foreign policy across the Middle East. At home, he challenged the long-standing dominance of the country's secular military establishment, gradually curbing its political influence. This period saw significant constitutional reforms that aimed to align Turkey more closely with European democratic norms. Many observers, both at home and abroad, hailed this as a golden age for the country. However, as his power grew, so did the controversy surrounding his leadership. Critics began to accuse him of an increasingly authoritarian style. The 2013 Gezi Park protests, which started over a small environmental issue in Istanbul, quickly spiraled into nationwide demonstrations against what many perceived as his growing intolerance for dissent. His government's response was widely criticized as heavy-handed. The most dramatic and pivotal moment of his rule came on the night of July 15, 2016. A faction within the Turkish military attempted to overthrow the government in a violent coup. Fighter jets bombed the parliament, and tanks rolled onto the streets of Istanbul and Ankara. In a now iconic moment, Erdoğan, who was on vacation at the time, addressed the nation via a FaceTime call broadcast on television, urging his supporters to take to the streets and resist the coup. Millions answered his call, and by the next morning, the attempt had failed. The aftermath of the coup was swift and severe. The government declared a state of emergency and initiated a massive purge across state institutions. Tens of thousands of people, including military personnel, judges, teachers, academics, and journalists, were arrested or dismissed from their jobs accused of having links to the movement of Fethullah Gulen, a US-based cleric whom Erdoğan blamed for orchestrating the coup. This crackdown raised serious concerns from international human rights organizations and Western governments about the state of democracy and the rule of law in Turkey. In 2014, Erdoğan had already made history by becoming Turkey's first president to be elected by popular vote, a largely ceremonial role at the time. But his ambition was to create a more powerful executive presidency. The 2016 coup attempt provided the political momentum he needed to achieve this goal. In 2017, he championed a constitutional referendum that proposed to abolish the office of the prime minister and transfer sweeping executive powers to the presidency. The referendum passed by a narrow margin, transforming Turkey's parliamentary system into a presidential one. Erdoğan was re-elected in 2018 under this new system, consolidating his grip on power. Under his presidency, Turkey has continued to pursue an independent and often confrontational foreign policy, engaging in military operations in Syria and Libya, and navigating complex relationships with both Russia and the West. Domestically, his government has continued to focus on large-scale infrastructure projects while grappling with economic challenges, including high inflation and currency depreciation. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's legacy is deeply complex and fiercely debated. To his millions of supporters, he is a visionary leader who brought economic prosperity, empowered the conservative masses, restored national pride, and stood up to internal and external threats. They see him as the builder of a new Turkey. To his critics, he is an authoritarian figure who has eroded democratic institutions, silenced dissent, and polarized society. They argue that he has dismantled the secular foundations of the republic and steered the country away from its Western-oriented path. From the streets of Kasımpaşa to the presidential palace, Erdoğan's journey is a reflection of the tumultuous and transformative recent history of Turkey itself. He has dominated the political landscape for more than 20 years, and his influence will undoubtedly be felt for many more to come. His story is a powerful testament to how a single individual can shape the destiny of a nation.